This run's testing out another ice team, this time using Fenne instead of Sigrid, and Luluca instead of Ran. Fenne is being used because of course she is the new unit and she should theoretically out DPS Sigrid. And then Luluca, the thing with Ran is that as a thief he doesn't have enough effectiveness without regearing him, and Luluca does, and I didn't feel like regearing Ran. So Luluca is on Yellow Violin to act as a backup strip if needed, but if you're feeling risky, you could go for Call Aldra instead. In terms of comparing this team with the Sigrid team I had before, it's a bit hard to say because that Sigrid team was done during the first boss phase in Zone 3, and I did 2.8 million with that team, and this is on the second respawn, where I only did 2.6, but I can kind of chalk that up to just the boss having higher stats, more speed, so losing a couple of turns to do damage there. I'd say this team is honestly about the same. The nice thing is that Fenne heals everybody a little bit, so sustain isn't as bad, though I forgot to give Elena an artifact, which apparently I also did last time, but Touch of Rekos or Celestine on Elena probably make up for the sustain issues, if any, if you're using Secret over Fenne. Or also, I would say, besides just a water DPS, you could honestly just slot in whatever your ML element is. Like, this is a dark boss, so you want to use light units into it. If you have a spare light DPS, you could try using them over Fenne. Light is kind of missing on DPS options though. I'd say more realistically, if you're fighting the first or third respawn, which is dark element, or which is light element, sorry, and wants you to bring dark units, then you might want to use somebody like Bystander Hua Young, who typically doesn't serve a role in the main teams, or Commander Lorena, and you could use them instead to hit the boss. And they would probably outdamage Fenne because 50% attack is a lot. One thing that's also nice about Fenne though is her being a Soul Weaver gives her 200 effect resistance, so she's never going to get debuffed by the boss no matter what. And that means Elena can solo cleanse for the other two people because Elena herself will also never get debuffed. I kind of overprocced here on dual attacks and extra attacks, but really Fenne S1 alone is going to be enough to get you through this phase. Also, one more mistake I make coming up is the boss is going to give himself greater attack buff after this, and I should have just used Brieg S1 instead of S3 here, so I would have the strip available, but Luluca strips it with Violin, no problem, so it ends up not killing me even though there was a chance that it would. But that's enough from me. You can see the stats at the end of the run, and enjoy the rest of the run.
쓸데없는 짓을 내가 되어 반항은
저를 의심하는 건가요? 저리 비켜! 이럴 시간이 없다! 우리 가족이 궁금하신가요? 사랑해요. 함께해요. 영원히.
적에게 관용은 공격하라.
루루카님이 가신다.
어리석은 탐욕을 위해 해풀차비입니다.
일어서봐. 저 하늘 너머를 보세요. 자, 용서하지 않겠다. 하! 하! 페네를 사랑해줘요. 얍! 안아줘요. 숨이 가빠질 만큼.
절망을 자초하는군.